My parents tried to move my brother's family into my house, so I exposed the security camera footage showing he'd been secretly breaking in and selling my stuff for months. Then my whole family turned against me after I called the police on him. I should have known something was wrong when Dad texted family dinner tonight, 6 p.m. Don't be late. Dad doesn't text. He calls preferably during work hours when he knows I can't answer, then leaves voicemails that sound like hostage negotiations. But a text with punctuation that was new. I'm Jordan, 30 years old architect. I design buildings for people who appreciate clean lines and functional spaces. I own a 3-bedroom house in a decent neighborhood. Paid for it myself. Nobody co-signed. Nobody helped with the down payment. Just me, my salary, and 5 years of eating ramen while my friends went to Coachella. The house is my sanctuary, my achievement, my proof that being the family afterthought can actually work in your favor if you channel the neglect into productivity and spite. So when I walked into Moroni, the Italian place where family announcements happen, I knew I was walking into something. Mom was already crying. That's how I knew it was bad. Dad had his, I've made a decision face. The one he uses when he's about to declare something non-negotiable that absolutely should be negotiated. My brother Kevin was there with his wife Amanda and their 2 kids. Kevin looked uncomfortable. Amanda looked confused. The kids looked like they wanted to be literally anywhere else. Relatable, honestly. Jordan, you're here. Mom dabbed her eyes with a napkin that had seen better days. Got the text. What's the emergency? I sat down across from Kevin. He wouldn't make eye contact. Interesting. No emergency? Dad said in a tone that meant definitely an emergency. Just family business. Family business. The phrase that preceded every terrible decision my family had ever made, including but not limited to lending Kevin $5,000 for a business opportunity that turned out to be a timeshare presentation, buying a boat none of us wanted, and that one Thanksgiving we all got food poisoning because Mom insisted on deep frying a turkey in the garage. Okay, what family business? Dad folded his hands. Power pose, attorney pose. The, I'm about to tell you something you won't like, and I'm framing it as good news pose. Kevin and Amanda are going through a rough patch financially. I waited. They're being evicted from their apartment. I looked at Kevin. He was studying his bread plate like it held the secrets of the universe. Sorry to hear that, I said, meant it actually. Eviction sucks. So Dad continued. Your mother and I have been discussing solutions. Red flag. When parents discuss solutions, it means they've already decided, and you're about to become part of the plan without your consent. And we've decided, Dad said, smiling like he just solved world hunger, that Kevin's family will move in with you. I blinked, looked at Mom. She was nodding enthusiastically, looked at Kevin. He was still avoiding eye contact, looked at Amanda. She looked mortified, looked back at Dad. I'm sorry. What, your house? 3 bedrooms. You're single. They need space. It's perfect, right? Like pineapple on pizza or my college roommate's garage band. That's not happening, I said calmly. Jordan, be reasonable. I am being reasonable. I'm reasonably saying no to 4 people. I didn't invite moving into my house. It's temporary. Mom jumped in. Just until they get back on their feet. How temporary? Silence. Mom. How temporary? Well, that depends on Kevin's job situation. He doesn't have a job. I turned to Kevin. Dude, what happened? Kevin finally looked up. Got laid off 3 months ago. 3 months, and you're just now telling everyone. We thought he'd find something quickly, Amanda said quietly. But the market's tough. So let me get this straight, I said, doing mental math that was rapidly approaching migraine territory. Kevin's been unemployed for 3 months. You're being evicted, and the solution is for all 4 of you to move into my house for an undefined period of time. You have the space. Dad's voice had that edge. The one that meant disagreement wasn't welcome. I have the space because I bought a 3-bedroom house for me. Solo, singular one, human. Family helps family, Jordan. There it was. The phrase, the magical incantation that made any request non-negotiable. Family helps family. Dad's favorite saying usually deployed right before asking me to help Kevin with something. Funny how family only float in one direction like a one-way street or a toilet. I'm not doing this. I said it's already decided. Dad said not asking. Telling. By who? By us. Your mother and I. We've already told Kevin they can move in this weekend. I felt my eye twitch. The left one. It does that when I'm about to lose my mind, but I'm in public, so I have to keep it together. You told them they could move into my house this weekend without asking me. We're asking now. No, you're informing me. There's a difference. Mom leaned forward. Jordan, sweetheart. I know it's a lot, but they're desperate. The kids need stability. You're their uncle. Don't you want to help? I looked at the kids 7 and 9 playing on iPads, oblivious to the fact their housing situation was being negotiated over breadsticks. I'm not a monster. I felt bad for them, but I also felt bad for me for working my butt off to buy a house, so I'd never have to live with anyone I didn't choose. I want to help, I said carefully by not enabling the same pattern we've been enabling for 10 years. Kevin's head snapped up. What pattern? The one where you make bad decisions, run out of money, and mom and dad bail you out. That's not fair. You're 34 years old. You've been between jobs 5 times in the last 6 years. You've borrowed money from mom and dad 7 times that I know of. Probably more that I don't. Jordan, that's enough. Dad's voice went sharp. Is it? Because I've been watching this cycle my entire adult life and nobody seems to think it's a problem? Kevin's going through a hard time. Kevin's always going through a hard time. And the solution is always someone else's money, someone else's space, someone else's problem. Amanda looked like she wanted to disappear into the floor. The kids had stopped playing and were watching now. Great. Family trauma in real time. I understand you're upset, Mom said in her kindergarten teacher voice. But this is what families do. They support each other. You're right, I said, standing up. Mom's face lit up. So you'll do it? No, but you're right that I have extra space. Dad relaxed. Good. We can move them in Saturday. I also have security cameras. The table went quiet. Kevin's voice was small. I pulled out my phone, unlocked it, opened the app that controlled my home security system. Top-of-the-line cameras, motion sensors, cloud storage, 4K resolution. Cost me $1,200, but worth every penny. Jordan, what are you doing? Mom's voice had gone uncertain. Showing you something interesting. I scrolled through the footage archive, found what I was looking for. Want to see what they caught last month, Jordan? Kevin stood up. Don't. What? I looked at him. Really looked. He was pale, sweating, eyes wide. Guilty. So incredibly obviously guilty. Don't show everyone how you broke into my house. Amanda's head whipped toward Kevin. What? Mom gasped. Dad froze. The kids were definitely paying attention now. I turned my phone around, hit play. The footage was crystal clear. Date stamp, April 23rd. Time, 3:47 p.m., a Tuesday. I'd been at work. The video showed my front door. Then Kevin's face as he looked around nervously. Then Kevin pulling something out of his pocket. A lockpick set. Is that Amanda couldn't finish? Lockpick set. Amazon. $29.99 with Prime shipping. 5-star reviews. Great for emergencies. I kept playing the video. This must have been Kevin's emergency. On screen, Kevin worked the lock for about 2 minutes. Then the door opened. He went inside. You broke into Jordan's house. Amanda's voice could have shattered the wine glasses. I can explain. There's more. I fast-forwarded, showed Kevin going straight to my office, opening drawers, taking my laptop, my external hard drives, my camera equipment, all of it. Just taking my stuff. Mom's hand went to her mouth. Dad looked like he'd been slapped. Kevin was standing now, hands up. Jordan, let me explain. Explain burglary, please. I'd love to hear this. I was going to return it. Were you? I swiped to another video, different day, different pawn shop because this is you at Mike's Pawn on April 24th, selling my camera gear. The video showed Kevin at the counter, actually haggling over the price of stolen property. Amanda stood up, just stood there staring at her husband like he was a stranger. You stole from your brother and pawned his things. We needed the money, so you robbed him. The kids started crying quietly, the way kids cry when they know something bad is happening but don't understand what. Mom was crying too, loud crying, the kind that made nearby tables look over. Dad's lawyer brain was rebooting. Jordan, this is a family matter. This is $8,000 worth of burglary. I showed him the itemized list I'd made. Laptop $2,000, hard drives $800, camera equipment $4,000, miscellaneous $1,200, total $8,300, $8,000. Amanda looked like she might pass out. Plus emotional damages and the cost of the security system I had to install because my own brother was robbing me. Kevin sat down hard, head in hands. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I needed money for rent for the kids. I was desperate. So you committed multiple felonies. Multiple. Dad's voice was faint. I swiped through my phone. Want to see the other times? March 15th, took my power tools. February 3rd, I went through my garage. January 7th, stole my mail. I looked at Kevin. I installed the cameras in January after I noticed things going missing. Took me 3 months to confirm it was you. The table was silent, like funeral silent. So I said, pocketing my phone, "Still want to tell me what I'm doing with my house?" Dad opened his mouth, closed it, opened it again. "We need to handle this privately. Do we, Jordan, please? He's your brother. My brother who's been systematically robbing me for months. We'll pay you back." "With what money? You just said Kevin's unemployed." Mom grabbed my hand across the table. "Please don't involve the police. We can fix this as a family." I looked at her, at Dad, at Kevin, who looked like he wanted to crawl under the table and die. At Amanda and the kids who were casualties in a disaster they didn't create. "You have 24 hours, I said quietly. "Either Kevin turns himself in, or I file charges. Your choice." I grabbed my jacket. "Where are you going?" Mom asked. "Home to my house that nobody is moving into to review my security footage and decide exactly how many felonies to report." I walked out, got to my car, sat there for a minute, gripping the steering wheel, trying not to scream. My phone buzzed. Text from Kevin. "Kevin, please don't do this, Kevin. I'm begging you. Kevin, I'll pay you back. Kevin, please." I turned off my phone, drove home to my 3-bedroom house where the security cameras were still recording, where my brother had broken in and stolen from me, where my family thought I should just let it go. I unlocked my door, the one Kevin had picked, walked inside the house he'd violated, made tea, sat on my couch, and waited to see what my family would choose. Their golden boy's freedom or actual consequences. I'd give you one guess which they'd pick, but you'd probably be wrong, because in 24 hours, I was about to learn exactly how much family helps family really meant. Spoiler alert, it meant a lot less than I thought and a lot more lawyers than I'd hoped. 24 hours is a long time when you're waiting to see if your family will choose felony charges or family loyalty. I spent it productively, compiled all the security footage into one neat folder organized by date, labeled by crime. Made a spreadsheet because I'm an architect and we love spreadsheets almost as much as we love right angles. My phone rang 14 times. I answered 0. Texts came in waves. "Mom, please reconsider. Think of the children. Dad, we need to discuss this rationally." "Kevin, I'll do anything. Please, Amanda." I didn't know. I swear I didn't know that last one. I believed. Amanda looked genuinely horrified at dinner, the kind of horror you can't fake unless you're a really good actress. And Amanda worked in dental billing, not a lot of acting required there. I texted her back. "I know this isn't about you." She responded immediately. "I'm taking the kids to my parents. I can't. I need time to think." Good for her. The deadline hit at 6 p.m. the next day, Tuesday. I was home waiting. At 6:01, my doorbell rang. I checked the security camera feed. Dad alone. I opened the door. "Where's Kevin? Can I come in?" "Where's Kevin, Dad?" He sighed. The heavy kind. "I'm about to disappoint you, but I'm going to make it sound reasonable kind. He's at home with your mother, so he didn't turn himself in." Jordan, be reasonable. I was reasonable. I gave him 24 hours. Time's up. "You can't seriously be doing this. Watch me." I pulled out my phone, started dialing. "Wait." Dad grabbed my arm. "Just wait. Let me talk to you. You have 2 minutes." He came inside, stood in my living room like he didn't know what to do with his hands. My dad, the attorney, the guy who argued for a living, suddenly speechless. "Kevin made a mistake," he finally said. "Multiple mistakes, plural, over 4 months. He was desperate, so he committed burglary." "That's not desperation. That's crime. You're going to destroy his life over this." I laughed. Couldn't help it. I'm going to destroy his life. Dad, he destroyed his own life. I'm just documenting it. He has children. He should have thought of that before breaking into my house. "Jordan, please." Dad's voice cracked. Actually cracked. "He's your brother. He's a thief. He's family." There it was again, the magic word family, like it was a get-out-of-jail-free card. Literally. "You know what's funny?" I said when I needed help with my down payment 4 years ago. "You said I should stand on my own 2 feet. Remember that?" Dad looked uncomfortable. "When I asked for a loan to buy my first work truck, you said adults don't borrow from their parents. That was different." How is it different?" "Kevin's struggling. I was struggling. I was 26 broke, trying to start my career, and you told me to figure it out myself. You were always more capable, so I get punished for being competent. Kevin gets rewarded for being a disaster." Silence. "Your 2 minutes are up." I said leave. "Jordan, get out of my house before I call the police for trespassing too." He left. I watched him drive away on my security cameras. Then I made the call. "Police non-emergency line. How can I help you?" "Hi, I'd like to report a burglary." The officer who took my statement was named Rodriguez. Mid-40s, tired eyes, the look of someone who'd seen everything, and was mildly surprised to see something new. "So let me get this straight," she said, reviewing my report. Your brother broke into your house multiple times. You have video evidence and your family wants you to... What? Just forget about it. They wanted me to let him and his family move in, actually. She looked up from her notepad. I'm sorry. What? At dinner, where I showed them the footage, they'd already decided his family would move into my house without asking me. The house he burglarized. That's the one. She set down her pen. Mr. Morrison, I've been doing this job for 17 years. This is a new level of audacity. My family's very special. Clearly, she pulled up the video files I'd sent, watched Kevin pick my lock. This is very clear footage. 4K resolution worth every penny. And he sold the items at Mike's pawn. Yep, I have that footage too. Plus the receipt they gave me when I bought my own camera gear back. You bought back your stolen property. Seemed easier than waiting for the legal system. No offense. None taken. Smart. Actually, she made notes. Total value of stolen property, $8,300. Itemized list is in the file. This is very organized. I'm an architect. We're organized or we're unemployed. She almost smiled. Mr. Morrison, I have to ask. Are you sure you want to press charges? This is your brother. It's going to get ugly. Officer Rodriguez, it's already ugly. I'm just making it official. Fair enough. She closed her notepad. We'll investigate. Given the video evidence, this should move pretty quickly. Expect an arrest within the week. Thank you. One more thing. Does your brother know you filed this report? Not yet. You might want to let your family know before we show up. I'll think about it. I didn't think about it. 3 days later, they showed up anyway. I was at work when Kevin texted me a photo. Him. In handcuffs at our parents' house. Kevin, happy now, I showed my assistant. My brother just got arrested for robbing me, and he's asking if I'm happy about it. She looked at the photo. Are you? I'm something. Not sure happy is the word. Satisfied, getting warmer. Kevin was charged with burglary, theft, and receiving stolen property. Bail was set at $15,000. Mom called me crying. They arrested him at our house in front of the neighbors. He committed crimes at my house in front of my security cameras. How could you do this to us? I didn't do anything to you. I reported a crime. The police did the rest. He's your brother. He's a felon allegedly until the trial. She hung up on me. Dad called an hour later. Lawyer voice, professional, cold. We're posting bail. He'll be out by tonight. Good for you. The family is very disappointed in you. Which family? The one that forgot my birthday 3 years running, or the one that wanted me to house my burglar? You're being vindictive. I'm being consistent. I said I'd report it if he didn't turn himself in. He didn't. I did. Everyone got what they chose. This will destroy his chances of employment. He didn't have employment. He's been unemployed for 3 months, remember. That's why he was robbing me. You know what I mean? I do. And I don't care. Actions have consequences even for Kevin. When did you become so cold? Around the time my brother broke into my house and my parents told me to get over it. I hung up. My phone immediately rang again. Different number, I answered. Jordan, it's Amanda. Hey, you okay? No, but that's not why I'm calling. She sounded exhausted. I wanted to apologize for Kevin for everything. You didn't know. I should have known. The signs were there. I didn't want to see them. That's not your fault. I'm filing for divorce. I wasn't surprised. I'm sorry. Don't be. You did me a favor. The kids and I are staying with my parents. I talked to a lawyer. Given Kevin's arrest, I should get full custody easily. Good. The kids don't need to be around this. They ask about you. They like you. I like them too. Can they still see you? I know that's weird to ask, but you're their uncle, and you're honestly the most stable adult in this whole mess. Yeah, of course. Bring them by sometime. I'll teach them about security systems. She laughed, tired laugh. Maybe save that for when they're older. Fair. We hung up. That night, I got an email from the prosecutor's office. Kevin had taken a plea deal. Guilty plea in exchange for probation instead of jail time. 18 months probation, 500 hours community service, full restitution of $8,300 plus court costs. Fees. Probation fees. Total about $12,000. On top of the bail money my parents had posted on top of whatever Amanda's divorce would cost Kevin, had sold my camera gear for $800, and it was about to cost him everything. I forwarded the email to my parents. No message, just the facts. Mom called immediately. Are you satisfied now? I'm not satisfied or unsatisfied. I'm just informed. He has a record now. A criminal record. He committed crimes. That's how records work. You've ruined his life. No, Mom. He ruined his life. I just refuse to be collateral damage. Family forgives. Family also doesn't commit burglary. But here we are. I don't even know who you are anymore. I'm the son whose house got broken into. The one you told to give his burglar free housing. The one you're mad at instead of the actual criminal. I'm exactly who I've always been. You're just finally paying attention. She was crying. Full sobs. We're done. Do you hear me? We're done. Okay. Don't call us. Don't visit. You're not welcome here anymore. Noted. I mean it, Jordan. I know you do. Goodbye, Mom. I hung up. Sat there for a minute. Waited to feel something. Sadness, regret, guilt. Nothing came. Just relief. Relief that I didn't have to pretend anymore. Didn't have to show up to dinners where I was invisible. Didn't have to help Kevin out of disasters he created. Didn't have to hear about family from people who only use the word when they needed something. I was done, and it felt good. My phone buzzed. Text from Sarah, my cousin, the only family member with functioning brain cells. Sarah heard about Kevin. Holy hell. Me. Yeah. Sarah, you okay? Me. Surprisingly. Yes. Sarah, your mom's telling everyone you're a monster. Me. Cool. What's everyone saying, Sarah? Half agrees with her, half think you're a legend. Me. I'll take those odds. Sarah. For what it's worth. Team legend here. Me. Thanks, Sarah. Sarah. Thank you. Someone needed to stop enabling Kevin. Glad it was you. I smiled. Set my phone down. Looked around my house. My 3-bedroom security camera protected burglar-free house. Mine. The doorbell rang. The security camera showed a delivery driver. Package. I opened the door. Signed, took the box. Inside the new camera I'd ordered to replace the one Kevin stole. Better model, higher resolution facial recognition. I installed it that night, pointed it at my front door at the lock Kevin had picked, at the threshold he'd crossed, and I smiled. Because if there's one thing I learned from this whole disaster documentation, is everything and family is optional. But security cameras, those are forever. The family split happened fast. By split, I mean half of them stopped talking to me entirely, and the other half sent passive-aggressive Facebook messages about forgiveness and moving forward. Aunt Carol posted a Bible verse about forgiveness on my timeline. I deleted it. She posted another one. I blocked her. Uncle Mike sent a long text about how family is forever. I replied, "So is burglary on your permanent record." He stopped texting. My cousin David called me a snitch in the family group chat. I left the group chat. Best decision I'd made in years, honestly. Sarah created a new group chat. Just us. Called it the Reasonable People. Population 2. Sarah. Mom's side is losing it. Me. How bad, Sarah? Thanksgiving is going to be awkward. Me. Good thing I'm not going. Sarah. Legend status confirmed. Meanwhile, Kevin's life was imploding in real time. Amanda filed for divorce 2 weeks after his arrest, cited financial dishonesty, criminal behavior, and complete breakdown of trust. Her lawyer was efficient. Brutal, but efficient. Custody hearing was scheduled. Kevin's lawyer advised him to accept Amanda's terms. She gets primary custody. He gets supervised visitation every other weekend. Kevin apparently didn't take it well. I know because Sarah sent me screenshots of his Facebook posts. They were something. Kevin, when your own family turns on you, you learn who really loves you. Sarah, is he talking about you or Amanda? Me. Yes. Kevin. Some people value money over relationships. Sad. Me. I valued my laptop over his criminal career. Call me crazy. The posts got worse, more dramatic, more vague, posting about betrayal and fake family. Then they stopped. Sarah texted. He deleted his Facebook. Me good. He was embarrassing himself. Sarah. No, like deleted. Deleted. Account gone. Me. Huh. A week later, I found out why. I was at work when I got a call from a number I didn't recognize. Almost didn't answer, but it was local, and I was expecting a call from a contractor. Hello, Jordan. It's Amanda. Hey, everything okay? Not really. Kevin's missing. I sat up straight. Missing how? He didn't show up for his supervised visitation yesterday. Didn't call, didn't text. I went to your parents' house. He's not there. Your mom hasn't seen him in 3 days. Did you call the police? I filed a missing persons report this morning. But Jordan, I'm worried he did something stupid. Like what? I don't know. He was really depressed after the custody hearing, talking about how he'd lost everything, how everyone hated him. Guilt tried to creep in. I pushed it back. That's not on you, Amanda, or me. I know. Can you check your security cameras? See if he's been by your place. Yeah, give me a second. I pulled up the app, scrolled through the last week of footage. Nothing. He hasn't been here. Okay, thanks for checking. She paused. Jordan, if he contacts you, I'll let you know immediately. Thank you. Kevin turned up 2 days later. Not missing, just hiding. He'd driven to a motel 3 towns over, spent his bail money on a room, and apparently a lot of whiskey based on the empties the police found when they did a wellness check. He wasn't hurt, just drunk and feeling sorry for himself. Mom called to tell me, "Are you happy now? Your brother tried to kill himself. He got drunk at a motel. That's not a suicide attempt. That's a Tuesday for some people." He was devastated. He was avoiding his responsibilities. There's a difference. You did this to him. No, Mom. He did this to himself. I just refused to enable it. We're going to lose him. You already lost him years ago when you kept bailing him out instead of letting him face consequences. This I gestured at nothing because she couldn't see me. This is just the bill coming due. She hung up. 3 weeks after Kevin's motel incident, Dad called. I almost didn't answer, but curiosity won. "What? We need to talk in person. Why not over the phone? Can you come to the house?" The house. I'm banned from silence. Your mother was upset. She didn't mean she meant it, and I'm fine with it. What do you want, Dad? Heavy sigh. We have a financial situation. You have lots of situations. Be specific. We're in debt, serious debt, and we need your help. I laughed. Couldn't help it. You need my help. The son you disowned 3 weeks ago? We didn't disown. Mom literally said, "I'm not welcome." That's pretty close. Jordan, please. This is serious. How serious? Come to the house. We'll explain everything. Against my better judgment, I went. The house looked the same. Suburban, well-maintained. The picture of middle-class stability lies apparently. Mom answered the door, eyes red. She'd been crying. Shocking. "Jordan, thank you for coming. Dad said it was important." She led me to the kitchen. Dad was at the table. Papers spread everywhere. Financial statements, bank records, loan documents. I sat down. Talk. Dad slid a paper toward me. "We took out a loan 2 years ago, $40,000. I looked at the document. Home equity line of credit, 8% interest. Payments $650 monthly for what Kevin's debts. Of course, he had gambling debts, $20,000. We paid them off. Then he needed help with his business. What business? The one that didn't work out. We gave him another 20 for startup costs. Let me guess, there was no business. Dad's face confirmed it. So you loaned Kevin $40,000 for fake business and real gambling debts, and now you can't pay it back. We've been making payments, but with the bail money we had to pull from savings. How much was bail? $15,000. I did the math. So you're $55,000 in debt because of Kevin. We're behind on the loan payments. 3 months. The bank is threatening foreclosure." I stared at them. My parents who'd chosen Kevin's disasters over their own financial security. "And you want me to bail you out?" "We're not asking for a handout. What are you asking for?" Mom jumped in. "A loan just enough to catch up on payments. We'll pay you back with what money. You're both retired. You have fixed income. How exactly are you paying back a loan while also paying back the bank silence? You're not asking for a loan. You're asking for a gift. You want me to give you money you'll never repay. We're family." Mom's voice cracked. "Right. Family. The thing you said I wasn't part of 3 weeks ago. I was upset. You were honest. And now you need money. So suddenly I'm family again. Convenient." Dad tried his lawyer voice. "Jordan, be reasonable. This is our home. We could lose it. You could have not taken out a loan for Kevin. He was desperate." "He's always desperate. That's the point. He creates disasters and you pay for them every single time. And now you're about to lose your house because you can't stop. What do you want us to do?" Mom was crying full force now. "I want you to let him fail. Stop saving him. Stop enabling him. Let him hit rock bottom so maybe he'll figure out how to stand up on his own. He's our son. So am I. But you never loaned me $40,000. You told me to figure it out myself. You were capable. Stop saying that." I stood up. "Stop punishing me for being competent. Stop rewarding him for being a disaster. You created this. You made him dependent. And now you're losing your house because of it." Dad slumped. "So you won't help? No, not even a little, not even $1. Mom stood up. "Then get out. Get out of my house. Gladly." I grabbed my keys. Good luck with the foreclosure. I got to my car, hands shaking. Not from guilt, from anger. Anger that they'd learned nothing. That Kevin was still the priority. That they'd rather lose their house than admit they'd failed him. My phone buzzed. "Sarah! Sarah!" Heard Mom yelling from my car. "You okay?" "Me?" She was there. Sarah parked down the street. Wanted backup in case it got bad. "Me. It got bad. Sarah, need to talk." "Me. Yeah. Coffee." "Sarah. Already ordered yours. See you in 10. I drove to the coffee shop. Sarah was waiting. 2 drinks, 1 brownie, we'd split. They asked for money. I said, how much didn't give specifics, but they're behind on a $40,000 loan they took out for Kevin. Jesus. Plus 15 in bail money. They're about to lose the house and they wanted you to save them. Yep. What did you say no? Sarah raised her coffee to boundaries. To boundaries. We clinked cups. You know they're going to make you the villain, right? She said they already have. It's going to get worse. Let it, and it did. The family gossip chain lit up. I wasn't in it, but Sarah kept me posted. Mom told everyone I refused to help them keep their house. Painted me as cruel, heartless, vindictive. She left out the part about the $40,000 they'd given Kevin. Half the family believed her version, said I was cold, said family should help family. The other half asked questions, did the math, realized what had really happened. The family split deeper. Sarah's mom, my aunt, called my mom out publicly at some church event. Apparently it got loud. Sarah sent me a play-by-play. Sarah, Mom just asked your mom why she expected you to pay for Kevin's gambling debts. Me. Oh no. Sarah, your mom said that's not what happened. Me. Oh yes. Sarah. Mom pulled out her phone and showed people the math. Me. Your mom is my hero. Sarah. Standing ovation from the reasonable people. 2 months after my parents asked for money, they sold the house, downsized to a 2-bedroom apartment, paid off the loan barely. Kevin moved in with them because of course he did. 3 adults in a 2-bedroom apartment. Kevin on the couch, parents stressed, everyone miserable. I heard about it through Sarah. It's a disaster. She reported Kevin's not working, just playing video games. Your parents are supporting him financially again. Shocking. The kids haven't seen him in weeks. He missed 2 supervised visits. Amanda must be thrilled. She's filing for full custody. No visitation. Good. I felt nothing about any of it. No satisfaction, no guilt, no vindication, just nothing. They'd made their choices. I'd made mine, and I was sleeping fine in my 3-bedroom house with my security cameras and my boundaries exactly where I belonged. 6 months later, I was living my best life. By best life, I mean working, designing buildings, going to the gym, dating occasionally, and sleeping soundly in a house nobody was breaking into. The security cameras hadn't caught anything more exciting than a raccoon trying to open my trash can. I named him Kevin Jr. Sarah thought that was hilarious. My parents and I hadn't spoken since the money conversation. I was fine with it. They were probably fine with it too, though I wouldn't know because we weren't speaking. The family had fully split into Team Jordan and Team Kevin. Thanksgiving was apparently a nightmare with 2 separate dinners. I went to neither. Ordered Chinese food and watched football. Best Thanksgiving ever. Then on a random Tuesday, my phone rang. Amanda. Hey, I answered. Everything okay? Yeah, actually really okay. Can I ask you something weird? Weird is my baseline now. Go ahead. The kids want to see you. Would that be okay? I paused. Kevin's okay with that. Kevin signed away his parental rights last month. I sat up. What? He couldn't afford child support, kept missing visits. The court gave him an option. Pay what he owes or terminate rights. He chose termination. Jesus. Yeah. So legally, he's not their father anymore. And they've been asking about you. You're the only stable male figure they remember. That's depressing. Tell me about it. But they miss you. And honestly, I trust you more than anyone else in this mess. Yeah, of course. Bring them by whenever. Saturday, we could do lunch. Perfect. Saturday came. Amanda showed up with the kids. They looked older, happier, more stable. We ordered pizza. The kids told me about school, their new house. Amanda's boyfriend, a CPA named Derek, who sounded incredibly boring and stable, exactly what they needed. Uncle Jordan, the youngest one, asked, "Why don't we see Daddy anymore?" Amanda tensed. I took a breath. Sometimes adults make choices that hurt people they love. Your dad made some choices that hurt a lot of people, and now he's dealing with the consequences. Did he hurt you? Yeah, he did. Are you still mad? No, I'm just done being mad. Being mad takes too much energy. The kid nodded. Like that made sense. Kids are weird like that. They get stuff adults complicate. After lunch, Amanda pulled me aside. Thank you for being honest with them. They deserved honesty. They've had enough lies. Your parents ask about you through my mom. What do they say? That they miss you, that they were wrong, that they want to apologize. They have my number. I know. I think they're ashamed. Good. Shame is educational. She smiled sadly. You're doing okay, aren't you? Yeah, I really am. I'm glad. You deserve it. After they left, I sat on my porch. Sun setting. Quiet neighborhood. My house, my space, my peace. My phone buzzed. Email notification. Subject from Dad. I almost deleted it. But curiosity won. Jordan. I'm not asking for forgiveness. I know we're past that, but I wanted you to know that your mother and I are in counseling, financial counseling, and regular counseling. We're learning a lot mostly about how badly we failed you. And Kevin, we enabled him until he couldn't function without us. And we ignored you until you didn't need us. You were right about everything. Kevin's living with us, not working, not trying. We told him last week he has 30 days to find a job or he's out. It's the hardest thing we've ever done. The counselor says we're finally setting boundaries. Apparently, you've been doing that for years. Smart kid. I don't expect a response. Just wanted you to know we're trying. Finally, Dad, I read it twice. Felt something. Not forgiveness, not reconciliation, just acknowledgement that they were finally seeing reality. I didn't respond. A month later, Sarah texted, Kevin moved out, got a studio apartment and a job at Home Depot. Me, good for him, Sarah. You're not going to gloat. Me, why I'm not invested in his failure or his success anymore. Sarah, character growth. I'm impressed. Me, I'm tired. There's a difference. 2 months after that, I ran into Mom at the grocery store. We both froze, stared at each other across the produce section like Western gunfighters. She looked older, tired, smaller somehow. Jordan, Mom, silence. You look good, she said. Thanks, you too. Lie, but polite lie. How's the house good? Secure. No break-ins lately. She flinched. I deserve that. Yeah. Can we talk? Not now, but sometime. I thought about it, really thought about it. Maybe eventually, but not yet. She nodded. That's fair. Mom. Yeah. Is Kevin really working? He is. Home Depot full-time. He hates it, but he's showing up. Good. He asks about you sometimes. Tell him I'm fine, and tell him if he ever comes near my house again. The cameras are still recording. She almost smiled. I will. We parted ways, went to our respective checkouts, separate lives. That night I updated my security system. Not because I needed to, just because I could. Added 2 more cameras, better night vision, facial recognition software that would alert me if Kevin or anyone from my family came within 50 feet of my property. Overkill? Maybe. Satisfying? Absolutely. Sarah came over for dinner, brought wine. We sat on my porch. Your mom told my mom she saw you. Yeah. Produce section ambush. How was it? Weird. Civil brief. You going to reconcile eventually, maybe on my terms, with boundaries so thick you could build a house with them. Speaking of houses, she gestured around. You ever think about selling, getting something bigger? Nope. This place is perfect. 3 bedrooms for 1 person, 1 bedroom for me, 1 for an office, 1 for guests who respect boundaries and don't commit felonies. She laughed. So just me, pretty much. We clinked glasses. To surviving family, she said. To choosing family, I corrected. Even better. A year after the dinner that started it all, I got a card in the mail. From Kevin. I almost threw it away, but I opened it. Inside, a simple note. I'm sorry for everything. I don't expect forgiveness. I don't deserve it. But I wanted you to know I'm trying to be better. 1 day at a time. The kids are happy. Amanda's happy. That's what matters. I hope you're happy too. You deserve it more than anyone. Kevin. I read it once, put it in a drawer, didn't respond. Because here's what I'd learned over the past year. Apologies are nice, change is better. And I didn't owe anyone access to my peace just because they finally figured out they were wrong. My house stood quiet, secure, protected. The cameras recorded nothing but normal life. Neighbors, walking dogs, mail carriers, the occasional delivery. No break-ins, no drama, no family demanding things I didn't want to give. Just me, my space, my boundaries. And every night, I'd check the security footage before bed. Not because I was paranoid, but because documentation had saved me once, and I'd learned the best defense against people who don't respect your boundaries is proof that they crossed them. So the cameras stayed, the boundaries stayed, and I stayed exactly where I'd built myself to be safe, secure, unbothered in a 3-bedroom house that was finally completely mine. No sharing required.